have an alignment rack, and none other than a beautiful paint booth. Let me take you inside. Hello guys, welcome to the LZ Compound official video number 2. Before we go and explore what I think is, I feel like I've said this like 8 million times already, but one of the most jaw-dropping areas of the property, I want to give you a quick update on what's been going on with this big building here. Starting off with the shop space. Welcome. I don't know if you guys remember what it used to look like before, but we spent pretty much a solid day just getting rid of all the junk that was in here, sweeping. We haven't even gotten to mopping yet, but even removing like that black thing here makes the shop look so much nicer. There's so much clutter all over the place. Still got some stuff to take care of on that table. But overall, I mean, even just between Marco and Johan going up with the big pole thing and getting rid of cobwebs and stuff, the quality and finish of this building is 10 times nicer than we initially thought, just because it was kind of clouded by all the junk and stuff. And before we dive in too deep, I just wanted to remind you guys how unbelievably appreciative I am of all the support that you guys have been giving us. Seeing all the positive feedback on these videos is amazing, and I also wanted to extend a very big thank you to all of you guys that have pre-ordered the LZ Compound bundles. And if you haven't gotten your hands on one, today is the last day that you can order. It'll be over at Sunday at midnight. Only way you can get the cool limited edition, never gonna be printed again, LZ Compound shirt, behind the scenes photo book that I will sign, foldable shovel, and some cool stickers. As we were cleaning this place, we definitely uncovered some weird stuff in the drawers. Everything from
pew pew
shells to rat poop and Ethernet cable. Some shop manuals in case we need to learn how to work on a car. But the best thing is on this bad puppy right here. I'm gonna let Mike do the honors. How do I turn this thing on?
You gotta like reach in there behind. There you go.
Oh, they got a little
cage on there.
Safety. Very similar to the setup he uses to edit on.
Yeah, a little better, a little nicer than what I got.
We got a tight budget around here.
Yeah. I think that's what it's called. Dutchman opening Mexico. Cut to a woman in her early 30s. She is Teresa Costa. She's holding a knife as she was just cutting vegetables in the kitchen. Her husband, Humberto Costa, is 10 years older and is wearing the overalls of a mechanic. He's covered in grease and dirt. Standing off to the side of Teresa is her 8-year-old son, Cristobal. The boy is scared. I don't know where this is going. Teresa, Oscar, I worked as hard as you and I like shoes, so I buy them. I get good deals on them and all our bills are paid, so what's the problem? Oscar, the problem? I have no place to keep any of my stuff. Every closet is packed with your crap. You buy and buy and buy. Look, I got friends who can get me great deals on but it doesn't mean I have to buy any. Teresa, oh please, you buy those rusty piles of on 4 wheels you call, makes air quotes with her hands, classics, and our garage and yard looks like a junkyard.
I don't know if this is about like the previous owner's pastimes and he's just like letting off some steam or something, but
or if it's an actual like script or something.
It might be.
We either had some Whoa. I broke your camera. What happened? I turned into a ghost.
Oh my god.
ISO 4 million.
ISO 400,000.
I just wanted to vlog.
Okay.
Either they were writing plays in here or committing murders. I don't know. But this is the find of the century. There's a whole play in here. Like I think we might sell it to Broadway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Enough of that. One other thing, I'm kind of curious. I didn't really know how deep we were going to go with renovations in terms of including in videos, but it seems like you guys really enjoyed me talking about the plans that I want to do. And I also want to preface saying, I'm not just saying a bunch of stuff that I'm going to do and not going to do it. This is the first time we've actually been in a facility that we own and are planning to stay for a number of years. So I'm excited to actually do renovations and not just talk about doing stuff. But the walls, you can see, are kind of dirty in here and kind of gross. And we're worried that we might not be able to match the white paint. So we're thinking about just like dropping a line and doing kind of like a two-tone, like maybe like a gray color on the bottom. Don't know if we're gonna do it ourselves or if we're gonna hire someone to come in with
sprayer.
It'd be faster, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's like a fun bonding experience,
Yeah.
you know? There's a certain limit with it. But anyway, enough about this. Let's get to the good stuff. Go for tour!
Oh my god. Bro. Come on.
At least you can't be mad. It's just coffee spilled here. So, yeah, the golf cart's not in the best shape. We're taking a stroll over to some buildings right now. One thing that's been really cool after these videos have gone up, I've been hit up by so many people with really rad companies that do stuff like pressure washing, AC, construction. And it's just really cool to see the amount of love and support from you guys that are like excited to come and help us. And I'm excited to kind of hire and work with companies that are passionate about the stuff that we do, and that's been really cool. To start with the concrete, I really want to pressure wash this whole place. We have a couple places coming out to give us quotes, but it is beautiful underneath all this grime. You can actually see through my tire marks. It's going to be like nice and like look brand new, which has been sitting for so long. And then my dude that does my landscaping, I guess, has a golf cart business, so he's going to help out with the golf carts, and it's exciting. It's really cool. It's really special, and yeah, we're here. Let's look inside this building here. You guys saw me drift by it the other day. But do you know what's inside? Let's find out.
Okay.
Ready for it?
Ready.
Ta-da! Look at how cool this is. I don't know if video is going to do it justice, but the quality of these floors is really nice. It's clearly not been cleaned in a while. You can see like all the dust and dirt and stuff.
Yeah.
But not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 4-post lifts. I could technically fit all my cars in this one building if I needed to. Because you could do 1, 2, and then 3 in front of it. Beautiful, insulated, has air conditioning. Pretty much all the buildings in here have air conditioning. It's already set up with power cables, and it's probably for trickle chargers, I'm guessing. But look, it's even got nice roll-up doors, so you don't have to worry about any sort of overhead door.
That's so nice.
Either killing light if you want to work with the doors open, or potentially if you ever put a 2-post lift in that area, that's a concern that you don't need to have. But this is a beautiful building. We don't necessarily have a purpose or a plan for it right off the bat, but this might end up being what is either down the road, if the S15 and FD program really expands, it might live here. But in the meantime, this will probably end up being the employee workshop. Mike, Shulman, Freddie, Johan, Marco, everybody's got cars to kind of work on. So I'm thinking this will probably be the building, but maybe temporarily another building that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. But overall, this is a beautiful building. When we saw photos of this initially, it didn't do it justice, but the quality of everything is just immaculate. You can tell it was just used for a car collection. Once we mop the floors and wipe down a few things, it's going to look brand new. So one of the many mysteries here that we haven't necessarily figured out yet is what lives back here. And maybe you guys can help us figure it out. There's all of these little like stake thingies. I wonder if maybe there was some of those like carport things.
I thought that it was another one of these that was back here.
No, because like originally, like you would think that these were like lifts or something.
Yeah.
But actually, now that I look at it, it looks like these were all those like aluminum carport things.
Yeah.
So after we show you the stuff today, you'll kind of get a little bit better understanding of how this place was built and where it started, because it kind of started with one shop, expanded, and I'm wondering if maybe his earliest thing that he had here was some just outdoor carports here, then ended up building buildings. But we're thinking about potentially storing all the junk cars like Mike's LS400 back here. We obviously need to cut these things out and maybe like pave a little bit of corner, but it's cool concrete storage that's, you know, kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So maybe I would love to have like a bunch of parts cars. So like just like some parts S13s, Z32s, R32s, all the stuff that we always need to grab random stuff from. IS300 would be cool too. Just so we have stuff if we ever are in a bind. I don't know what this is. I think this might have been the first outdoor lift bay, because when you look in here, these are more like industrial size anchors that I could see like 2-post lifts being in. But potentially could be a cool spot to store the toter. Shade and keeping it out of the sun makes the roof and everything last a lot longer and will keep it a lot nicer. Only problem is there's no real easy way to get it there, and we'd have to kind of knock down some of the wood structure. But yeah, I don't know what we could use this for. It's neat though, isn't it?
It's got lighting and everything in here too. Like
yeah, there's
power,
lighting, drainage. The floors are kind of cool. I don't know. There's so much stuff here that we still haven't figured out.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Look at that thing right there. So one thing that I did mention is that there's like 4 industrial-sized generators on this property. You could technically live off the grid here, because in addition to having like a bunch of diesel generators, and I will end up showing you all of those, probably not all of them in this video. Look, more carports. It also is fully self-sustaining when it comes to water. It has like its own reverse osmosis stations. I don't even think I've been in this building. We still, ooh, it's stinky. It's a stinky building. But look at that, all that stuff. I don't know anything about this or how it works, but all I know is it turns stinky Florida water into not stinky Florida water.
Which is why it stinks in here.
Yeah, but still not stinky enough to drink.
Yeah.
So, but there's a bunch of these buildings all over the property, pretty neat. And then here, we've got the little pond. And we actually found that we have a few little critters. We haven't named all of them yet. In some old posts I mentioned to you guys that we have our very own otter. And I don't know if we're gonna get to see him in this video, but we've got 2 baby gators that we've seen floating around in here. We spoke with one of the neighbors and he said pretty much if it lives in Florida, you probably got it on the property. We've seen bear tracks, we've seen wild cats, we've heard roosters. We got pretty much a farm here. Marco wants to get some cows and donkeys or some things down the road, but it's pretty exciting. Well, I can't wait to name them all. I really want to name one of the gators Bill, because you know, Bill Gate, or maybe we'll see him in a little bit. What I'm the most excited to show you guys, which is the thumbnail, is this next big Bertha building over here. Come on. Yeah! Woo! Nope. Alrighty, so there's one building that I skipped. We're gonna save it till last for a reason, but this big building right here, look at this thing. Isn't that weird that AC unit's like in the sky?
Yeah.
This is a pretty big concrete pad here for doing like, you know, maybe some like 60-foot testing and stuff. It's a decent sized drag strip. Not gonna use it as a drag strip, neighbors, don't worry. But if we had to do some testing, kind of a good spot. Look at all these bay doors, dude. Look at how nice and clean and in shape they are, too.
Crazy.
They look brand new. So, let's go inside. And I'm about to show you some real I was gonna ask you to put like the, are you ready for this? Dun dun dun, but we'll probably get copyright striked.
Yep.
All right. You thought it was cool before when I showed you those lifts. Take again. Part of my goal in life is to be a younger, more JDM version of Jay Leno, and this building is the building that's going to make that dream a possibility. We've got 1, 2, 3. I'm not even going to bother counting on video because it's a waste of time. I think there's like 35 in this building alone. It keeps going and going and going and going. The floors in here,
beautiful.
If someone gave me 20 bucks, I'd probably lick them. That's how clean they are, and they still need to be cleaned. You can tell it's just literally dust and footprints. All the insulation, all the lighting, everything is beautiful. The lifts look brand new. If you haven't watched all the past videos, the previous owner of this entire facility had an amazing collection of 60s cars, and this was kind of the home for a lot of them. So my plans with this facility, obviously there's a lot of space and property. We're not going to use all of it. I'm sure at some point I'm just going to keep buying cars, and it's nice to know that we have all this storage. But my plan is, I have a few friends. This is not going to be a public thing. This is not going to be like a dozen people with one car each. I have a few friends with small collections, older stuff, E30s, air-cooled Porsches, 34 GTRs, really, really nice stuff that need a home for like longer term storage. I'll probably end up renting out part of this building by bay. So some of my friends, like let's say they have 8 cars, they would rent out 2 bays, and then they would have storage, air condition, can come and grab their cars when they want. And that is one of the ways that I'm gonna hopefully help offset all of the operating costs of this facility. So I've got pretty much this whole building to play with, considering between that building over there and this building in here, I can store pretty much all my cars that I own to this point. But in addition to that, there are also 3 houses which I've mentioned on property, and 2 of them are going to be rented out internally. So between this and that, I'm hoping that that will help offset some of the operating costs. But look at this building, man. AC, all the ducting. These doors are dope. They're beautiful, nice roll-up doors. They're like in brand new condition. They all work, and it's just like, that's sick. I love that. What's even cooler too is that, like I mentioned before, if I wanted to keep my stuff in this side, these 2 buildings are like kind of separate, and I could effectively close this building off if we wanted to keep one side air conditioned and not the other side air conditioned, or if we wanted to, I don't know, you know, if Tommy's got a stinky R33 back there that I don't want to be seen by my cars, I can't close it down. But this is just, looking down this aisle, this is the breathtaking one. Whenever I show someone this property and they look inside, it's like, what the This is some stuff that you see from like bajillionaires that have like a private collection of like Ferraris and stuff, not some kid with a bunch of broken down 350Zs. So this is really cool, and this is very, very exciting. It is something that I probably would never afford to be able to build or have the time to build in my lifetime. So to be able to just move right in and be able to utilize the building, it's already beautifully finished and ready to go. It gets me excited. I saw a lot of comments concerned about energy usage here. Definitely open and reading pretty much every comment that you guys are posting on here. One big one was replacing as many light bulbs as we can with LEDs. It'd be sick if we could get a lighting sponsor because there's a lot of light bulbs around, but keeping energy costs down, that would be sick. Potentially switching everything to timers. And then if we did end up doing some solar panels, I don't know if it would be logical financially. I need to look into see what the cost of it is, but it'd certainly be cool because there's so much going on in this property. Mind you guys, there's still quite a bit left to explore here. This isn't going to be the end of all the warehouse buildings, but we've got one more building to show you and then one house, and that's probably going to wrap it up for this one. To give you context, we're going back by the water filtration thing. We've got the awnings here. And also, I mentioned this in the past video, these little tour videos both give us time for moving to where we don't have to worry about like filming car content. It takes a lot more time. But I also feel like it's setting the stage and kind of giving you guys an understanding of this property before we really start rolling and ripping with everything. I don't know, kind of like in a movie how they set up in the beginning, except this is like a town, so we have to give you a tour of the whole town before we can start. Welcome to what I think was probably the first indoor building. I don't like standing under here. There's like 5 bajillion wasp nests and mud daubers, and it scares me. I don't feel comfortable standing here right now. That's why I'm wearing the hard hat.
Yep.
But this is on the outside of the building that we're about to go look at. So this building, I think, will end up being one of the most exciting. Man, I keep saying that. I'm just gonna wear off the effect. I'm excited because we're getting a dyno. And this will likely end up being the dyno room. Like I said in the other building right now, this is temporarily potentially going to be the employee facility. You can see Schulman's already moved his car and some of his stuff in here. And then Freddie has been moving stuff out of the house that he is moving into. So, wow, big news. Freddie, I know, has already talked about moving up to Orlando. He used to live quite a few hours south and has been such a big part of the program lately, and has actually been full-time now working for us. I've never officially mentioned in the video, but he's awesome, and I have to attribute a lot of my cars running as good as they are, and a lot of the content that's been made possible by him being around and available and always down to help. So this will be, hopefully in the end, the dyno shop. We ordered a mainline hub dyno a few months ago, so I'm assuming it'll be here in a couple months, but the logic behind this building is it's kind of small, so it'll be easy to keep air conditioned. But with hub dyno, we can position it however it works best in terms of sound interference with both neighbors and other shops. Because there's a door here, there's a bunch of doors here, and then there's a door there. So we can kind of position it to wherever it makes the most sense. It'll be easy to have a cross breeze or utilize, like, because as many doors, it's not like it'll just get real hot and heat soaked. But overall, this building's beautiful too. Everything here, man. Like, look at the ceilings, all the AC vents. It's got nice painted walls. It's got these little parking spaces. Schulman's finishing up the 1JZ in his car. This is a really cool shop. There's so many cool shops here.
Mm-hmm.
It
just keeps on going.
I know. It's crazy. When we walk out here, I will show you guys what actually Freddie's moving into right now. And that's why this tour is kind of been all over the place. La Casa de Fred. That's a tree. La Casa de Fred. So it looked like this dude had like a bunch of RVs or something, because this kind of looks like it was set up for an RV to park. It's got like the satellite TV hookup. It's got a fountain in the pond that we haven't figured out how to control, and some other maybe sewage drain stuff. I don't really know much about RVs, but it's got this cool little house. It's an old manufactured home that kind of just overlooks the backwater. I'm excited to have Freddie around. They've been crashing with us at our house for the past couple months, and it's been cool having them. But I'm stoked for them to have their own place up here. Look, you can say hi to Bill.
Wherever he is.
I know, I want to see him for the video.
Yeah.
He'll pop up. Gator merch coming soon. I think once we get the fountain running, it'll make this thing a lot less brown. Yo, you see that? Is that a gator?
I don't know. There's something.
Keep filming, it might happen again.
Someone's duking it out underwater.
All right, Mike, just leave your camera rolling for a while.
All right.
You You guys might remember this area from when I flew by in the beginning. Dude, I was entering in here so fast. It was terrifying. And that's when I ended up going off at the end just because I was trying to do the most baller entry I could. But this is like barely wider than a car. And I was coming at this close to the top of third, then trying to do a quick downshift before entering because there's just literally not time to float and downshift in the entry. But super rad. Look at this cool little alleyway through the woods. These buildings we're going to show you in the next video. We've got a pretty cool plan for them, and we should probably clear this out. That'll be really satisfying.
Cut it back a little bit.
We got some chainsaws. Yo, I get to play with a chainsaw.
Don't.
So excited for that. Look at how weird this yard is.
Yeah.
It's like super, like kind of like prison vibes. Super high fences for no reason.
They definitely had aminals.
We're thinking that this was the first house that was built on property because it kind of makes the most sense. But look, it's got a nice little carport. Freddie's got 36 here already. All the buildings here have like pretty gnarly hurricane shutters on them, which is cool. I don't know if the building's locked because I think they just left, but we'll knock and see. This AC unit we already had to have serviced. We're kind of prioritizing the most urgent buildings first. What's cool is AC companies have been hitting us up, like I said before, that are just excited to work with us and help us get this place back up and running, which is going to help a lot. So always appreciative of that. Hello? Anyone home? Just an old school house, kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of the style of the house that I grew up on when I was a kid. But the coolest part about this place is it's got this nice little like sunroom that has all these windows, kind of like cool wood roofs, and then roofs, ceilings is what I meant. And then you get to see the pond with Bill. So it's a neat little house. It's a small one, but they're excited about it, and I'm excited to have them here. I'd like to show you more of the house, but they're like in the process of moving. I don't want to just film all their stuff, so I'll wait till Freddie's back. I think they're doing their next run with the moving truck right now, and then maybe in a future video we'll do a little house checks. One thing that we drifted around in the other videos I don't think we really talked about, this thing. We're hypothesizing that this is some sort of like firefighter trailer because it doesn't look like a pressure washer, but it looks like it's like a hose pump, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe if there's a fire to be able to quickly put it out or something. One of the drawbacks to this place, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, it's like 10 minutes to the nearest firefighter station, and then also like, you know, groceries and stuff like that. We're a bit in the middle of nowhere, so it's gonna be some new challenges for us, but we still don't have internet here. Phone service isn't the best, although we're working on getting like cell phone extenders. It's just some of the houses and some of the buildings don't really have good service. Internet we should have soon. It's not gonna be the fastest, but we're hoping Starlink should be available here come the end of the year, which will be exciting. One thing I did want to address, unfortunately, the plans are to never have this place open to the public. The way that it's zoned and the nature of the property, and because we'll all be living here, it is going to be a private, not open to the public thing. However, I want to preface that with there may be special events or maybe some sort of very small exclusive tour thing at some point with a very small amount of people, but don't mark my words on that. I still want to do a yearly event like the open house. It's really cool getting to raise the Toys for Tots and just put together a cool event. I enjoy it. It's not really what we do, but it's fun for us to do it once in a while, and maybe that'll take place at a track or another public location. We're working on a few potential options, but I want to say that right off the bat because I know a lot of people are comparing the videos here to the Freedom Factory, and part of why the Freedom Factory videos were so exciting because you knew at some point you get to visit there, and I hope that that doesn't make the videos here less exciting. I know that you guys have really been enjoying the tours and are probably excited to see what we're going to do with this place. And I can tell you, I read every comment like I mentioned before, and it's awesome seeing the hype around it, especially knowing that we are going to be putting pretty much most of the car builds on hold until we can get our kind of foot in the door here, for lack of a better word, and kind of get the ball rolling, because once FD starts, things are going to start getting crazy. So now's the time before it starts getting hot to dial this place in. We have some really cool builds lined up, but I don't want to jump into them and kind of be all over the place. I would rather like properly move in first. But That's pretty much it for this video. Again, more exciting stuff in the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you get a limited edition pre-order bundle. Last chance you possibly have to get one. And thank you in advance for the support. We'll see you soon.